Hello YouTube, Chrome Freak here. Try to get through this. I don't want to sound too depressing and really want to get into a lot of things with it, but I just did another almost 3 day stint in the hospital again because of heart issues, and it's just really depressing. And well, I ain't gonna keep you guys in the dark. I've lost my job now too, and I know that had something to do with it. It wasn't a full issue, but it definitely played a role in it. I'm sure of that. So I'm gonna try to sound upbeat as I can. I'm doing this video for one of my subs who has a sear that he needs to replace in his Makarov. So I'm gonna do a complete, full, detailed strip and reassemble of the Makarov. This is a Bulgarian. It doesn't matter what his is, because it's all the same parts. They're put together identically if it's a true Makarov. And real quick, I just wanted to joke around with Chrome Meister. Safety check on the 27, safe direction, pull the trigger. He was showing me in a video, well, he did a video about pistol, the barrel length on pistols, I guess in Australia, I think he is. I'm not sure of that, I have to look. But I just got a kick out of it. I just took the 23 barrel out and stuck it in the 27. And it looks identical to what he was holding. I thought he might get a kick out of that, a laugh out of that. I did that for him. But in all, in all honesty, once again, I had some more heart issues, like I said. Not looking for sympathy or anything like that, but this has just been a really bad year for me since December. 2 heart attacks, now another heart issue, more hospital time, and now no job. I'll get another job. I'm not worried about that. It's just things kind of pile up, when it rains it pours type of thing. And anyway, let's get into this pistol, because this is what makes me feel better. This is what takes my stress away, is doing stuff like this, and I love it. So what we're going to do, safety check, there's no magazine in it. It's clean, safe direction, pull the trigger. Okay, get this started. You pull down the trigger guard, push it off to the side a little bit, just like that. Simply pull back and lift up on the slide, pull it right out the front of the pistol. Now we're going to pull the recoil spring off. By the way, the recoil spring has a loose end, as you can see, and a tight end. The tight end goes on your barrel. Let's set the pistol off to the side for a minute. We're going to go ahead and strip down fully, strip down the slide. Here's your thumb safety, right here. By the way, real quick, see that ugly thumb? That's what happens when your thumb gets slammed in an M1 Garand. I usually tape it up, and here comes my cat right in the way. I usually tape that up because it's distracting. But just to show you guys, this is what happens. You see the scar there? The nail never grows back right. And boy, I'm gonna tell you what, when that happened to me, you know it. This is the result of an M1 Garand thumb. There you go. Anyway, thumb safety. What you want to do, push it up to the safety position. We're going to go ahead and push it further, on, up, and around. When you do that, just kind of play with it, turn it over. You can see a little bit better. I know you can't from the camera, but it comes right on out just like that. Once the safety's out of the way, you're floating. There's no spring. It's a floating firing pin comes out. Please, bird. So you can see this firing pin. I'm not sure if you can see. It's kind of worn. I'm going to be getting a parts kit on this because, as you know, if I showed you in the last video, it will not fire in double action. Single action works great, double action don't. While I have this pistol apart, I'm going to be doing some grinding on my hammer because we figured out the problem with it. Me and my buddy, who is a gunsmith, I actually figured the problem out. Pat on the back. But I'm going to be taking a couple of thousandths off on a piece of the hammer. It will not affect the safety of this at all. It will not go into a full auto burst or nothing like that. It is a temporary solution to a problem. I need to buy a parts kit. That's going to be put onto the back burner now until I can get some paychecks rolling back through here. And I will. But right now we won't. When I do get another parts kit, when I am able to afford the parts kit though, we will take this back down and replace firing pin, sear spring, hammer. I'm just going to gut it and replace everything except the trigger and the barrel. Everything else is going to be new. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take this as an external extractor. It's got a spring right here, a plunger. We're going to push that plunger in. At the same time, you got to kind of pull the extractor out. When you do this, be careful. I'm not going to be able to do this in the camera, but you're just going to stick something in there like a very small screwdriver, if you can see, and you're just going to pull back on that plunger like that. If you're not careful, this extractor will shoot 20 feet across the room. You'll be on your hands and knees looking for it. I'm going to kind of flip this upside down so it lands up here. Okay, so just bear with me. It's very simple. You just push that spring in, hold it, and kind of work that extractor out. And it's about to fly out. So let me do it the way I normally do it, because if not, it is just about to pop out of there. And of course, because I'm on camera now, we're going to have issues with it doing it. Oh boy. My head's probably in. You know what? I need something thinner than the screwdriver is what I need. I need my needle tool. And that's what we're going to use. And there it is. Very easy. Right now it's holding. See it? Okay, there's the plunger. Plunger's out, extractor's out. It's usually a little bit quicker and easier than that, but I'm trying to halfway keep it on film so you guys can see. Plunger, extractor, you got a fully stripped slide now. Let's set that off to the side. Got to do this quick because time flies on here. Next move we're going to do is there's a screw right here. It holds the three-sided grip on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this screw out. Very simple. And I tried going back in my comments to find the guy who's got the sear that needs to do this, and I can't find it. But there is a gentleman with the name of N. Shosei who also wants me to do a bolt disassembly on the set-me and the gapping on the bolt and the bolt carrier, and I'll do that in another video. I just want to let you know I haven't forgot about you. Okay, there's a little clip right here. It's almost like a leaf spring on a 1911. We're going to go ahead, put that back in. I'm going to relieve the tension on the spring, hold the spring, pull the trigger, let the hammer, release the tension on the hammer, let the hammer go forward. When you do that, kind of hold your thumb on the spring and pull this clip down, just like that. The clip comes off. It only goes off and on in one direction, by the way. Not a big deal. Go ahead and pull it out. As you can see, it's a two-sided leaf spring, unlike the 1911, which the extra spring would be for the grip safety. We don't have that on here. Okay, the next thing to come out here now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take, there's a spring right here on the slide release, slide lock, and this is actually the sear spring. We're going to go ahead and pull it up off of and let it fall down in, just like that. Okay, you can see everything came off the hammer right there. The next piece that's going to come out is going to be the sear itself. On the left side of the pistol over here, it's solid. It's a solid hole. On this side, it's kind of a half moon shape. So you're going to take it and you're going to turn the sear just like that. You're going to turn it and find that sweet spot where it's going to come out, and it's right there, just like that. And it's going to come out with the slide release. Let's set that off to the side. The next piece that's going to come out is we're going to go ahead and take the hammer out. To do that, on the hammer on each side, it's got a, just like the shape of this one, kind of almost like a half moon. It's not a perfect round circle. It's almost like a half moon shape. Well, on both sides on the hammer in the back, it's the same way. So you got to take this hammer, and actually right now, you know what? We're going to take the trigger bar off first because it's kind of in my way. So let's take, there's my timer. We got to hurry. So what we're going to do, kind of jiggle it around. Look, it fell right out. Anyway, that fits in. Let me put it back in real quick. It kind of fits in like that. You got to get it to that position and it'll pull out just like that. When we put it back together, I'll go over that a little bit better with you. Now what you're going to do is take the bar off the trigger. Just kind of pull the trigger. It's pretty simple. Pretty self-explanatory. Here you go. It comes right off. This little notch fits into the trigger hole right there at the top, as you can see it. So your second sear is sitting in the back. It actually goes up when we put it back together. This little notch right here fits right here on the hammer, and that's just like that is how it's catching and not allowing me to fire in double action. And the reason being is this part right here of the hammer itself is worn out, causing space pulling forward. Let's hurry. Let's go ahead and just pull the trigger out, just like that. It comes right out. And now you have a completely disassembled Makarov 9x18. The only thing else that could come off of here is the barrel. Okay, I'm going to do some grinding on this. I'll explain it a little bit better in part 2, and we'll get this put together in part 2. I do know that it goes apart a whole lot quicker than it goes together, like everything else. But I will show you exactly what I've done, and we'll pick it up in part 2, guys. Thank you.